Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel and welcome to this discussion. So, while I was browsing around the land of Twitter, which is not as toxic as Facebook by the way, and I highly suggest Twitter over Facebook, but I digress about that, I came across a fellow YouTuber that I follow. I don't really watch his stuff, but I follow him. He's a really nice guy and really sweet. He has a pink mohawk, which I think is pretty cool, honestly. I can dig the whole cyberpunk aesthetic, the punk aesthetic. I really like that. As a goth punk myself, absolutely love it. So he made a statement about ninth edition, and I was like, I have no confirmation about ninth edition. Let me check with some of my sources, some other stuff that I look into, and some of the rumor mills going around. And nothing seemed to state that ninth edition was a thing at all. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong. They could have had a ninth edition come along. They might be planning for a ninth edition, but as of right now, I don't really know what really would need to change in eighth edition for something. I don't see a big enough change to eighth edition that would justify a ninth edition. And yeah, so I wanted to discuss this today. Now, the person's name that I'm talking about is Kurioth. He's a ridiculously nice guy. I highly suggest his videos. Go and check them out. He does news and junk like I do. And yeah, he's just a really sweet person. But anyway, getting into it. So one of the biggest things that I saw about ninth edition was, and keep in mind, this is rumors only, and it's mostly not true, because 8th edition is an evolving edition and has been getting balance patches like crazy to make it so that this is the best edition of 40k. Been playing since 4th edition. I can tell you 8th edition is the best. The only reason you like the older editions is because of nostalgia. Get over it. And I have my own nostalgia. I love 5th edition. That's the edition where I really started to play this game, and I really loved it. But that all being said, I was looking into it, and a lot of people seem to think that Psychic Phase needs to change. And one of the things that they're suggesting is that they change it to 7th editions. And by the gods, I hope they don't. Holy Emperor, I really hope they don't. Because if they do, we will see a nightmare Psychic Phase again, like 7th edition has, where it's a 30-minute long Psychic Phase, and you're just sitting there going like this. Please stop. I'm bored. I want you to stop now. Yes, please. And it gets quite annoying, to be honest. Like 7th edition sucked. 6th edition sucked. 5th edition was okay, but once I started looking into the rule set of 5th edition, I was like, wow, this is bad. This is a game that I used to play. Holy crap, I could break this system in like 2 seconds. But I digress about that. One of the biggest things that was suggested was this Psychic Phase thing, and I can't help but think that they don't need to do that. That it seems a bit unnecessary, if you ask me. And if they were to change the Psychic Phase, I don't think changing an entire phase is enough to justify a new edition of the game, because a new edition ultimately means new codexes and new books. And right now we see the resurgence of the Gathering Storm, not Gathering Storm, I always say Gathering Storm, the Psychic Awakening, and the campaign books, which have been expanding and balance patching this edition quite well. Now, some people don't like balance patches as often as GW is doing them now. They're doing them every 3 months, where in older editions they did them like once the edition if you were lucky. And a lot of people who collect armies got a little bit upset that my army is no longer good. Meh. Like Iron Hand players who actually just had the army prior to it becoming a super powerful, super dominant army. And then it got nerfed into the ground, which it desperately needed. And I think everybody can agree with that because holy crap, that army was busted. But anyway, I digress about that. I don't think changing a phase is enough to justify an entire edition change. This edition has been going fairly well, but I want to know your thoughts. This is the biggest thing, is I want to know your thoughts. I want you to comment in the comment section down below. What do you think needs to change about this edition? Comment down there, and I'm going to do a second part to this series, to this video, where I answer all those questions and everything and put them up as a separate video. But one of the things is I'm really enjoying this edition. because of the changes that are happening in it. And we've already seen that GW is willing to make 2.0 codexes, like the Space Marine 2.0 codex, the Chaos Marine 2.0 codex. We even had an update to the Demons of Slanesh and Demons of Khorne with Wrath and Rapture. There was an update in the box for Admech and Necrons. We saw that there. And we saw quite a few other changes this edition, which I personally really love. And I think that they should keep, because it makes a bit more sense this case. And this edition has only been around for 3 years. I think it should go another 2 years before they change. This way they're aside from that, I don't really know what else that they could do to this edition that would justify a rapid change into a 9th edition. So, yeah, like, I mean, they could bring back vehicle facing, but to be honest, that was completely unnecessary and is still unnecessary in older editions. They could bring back vehicle armor, which I pray to gods that they don't, because holy cow, that was terrible. Toughness values are just better in my opinion, and they just feel better as a tank commander, as a person who likes tanks and likes to put tanks on the battlefield. I like that my tanks can continue to fire and continue to function as the game goes on, even if they're heavily damaged. I hated in older editions that you got stun locked or your weapon destroyed, and you're sitting there going like this, wow, this is terrific. I guess one thing they could do is fix vehicle fighting in combat and bring back tank shock. Although I do think that tank shock should just be a universal stratagem for all armies. But aside from that, I can't really think of too much that needs to change. Maybe flyers getting an additional -1 to hit them, but again, I don't think that's necessary. I don't want blast templates back, because those things are terrible and they only led to arguments. But yeah, I want to know your thoughts. Comment in the comment section down below. I'm going to stop this video before I continue ranting and saying the exact same thing for like 5 minutes. I'm not going to be one of those YouTubers that stretch out their video for 10 minutes. So again, I want to know your thoughts. Comment in the comment section down below. While you're down there, be sure to check out all the links in the description down below. There you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Patreon. Patreon is going a super long way to help supporting the channel right now, because currently I am unemployed. YouTube is literally, my online presence is my only source of income right now, and it's been getting a little bit hectic, let's just say. Mostly because I can't collect unemployment. Yeah. Fun. Anyway, guys, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.